So I am a lawyer. So what I'm going to do here is just share some insights from my research and how I think AI can help us bridge gaps. But mostly I'm relying on the expertise of people here who know more about the sciencey stuff to tell me, okay, this works, this does not work, or whatever thoughts you have. First, I want to talk about the fish in question. Who are pangasius fishes? Maybe you've heard about Indian major carp and like a couple of other species that are more big, like farmed in larger numbers. This is the species that we did our research on. They are called pangasius, and they're very cute and cool. If you Google them, they might look intimidating. So I just want to ask, which one of you has ever fed a puppy and found it adorable? Okay, so I'm pretty certain that most of you will find them cute when you see them feeding. I think that's how, that was my first experience watching an aquaculture pond. They're very hardy and they're very resilient, but you can imagine that makes them more vulnerable to exploitation. And where are they located? So these are the ponds that we surveyed. This is India, and where you see the pin is the largest, Asia's largest shallow freshwater lake, and it is protected under the NALSAR Convention, which is an international convention to protect wetlands. And millions of birds visit this wetland every year. So you can imagine that the kind of practices that I'm going to show you now are quite harmful to have, and it also becomes a lot easier to advocate for better welfare in a region that is also protected under law. I'm going to quickly show a video. This is like a 1-minute video, but if anybody is disturbed, please feel free to step out. So as you can see, there are a lot of problems here, but I'm just going to quickly talk about the top 3 problems that we have identified. So what are some concerns for the fishes? One is high stocking density. As you could see, they're just stocked in very high numbers. And compared to the Indian major carp, as maybe a lot of who follow FWI's work, that's what they work with. And they're farmed at 10x stocking density. As you can imagine, that's very high. They also are kept in very low dissolved oxygen because they're air-breathing fish. And that means that they can just be exploited. And I think the most important is that they are being fed poultry offal. For those of you who don't know, poultry offal is like discarded meat that is not, chicken meat that is not found suitable for human consumption, and it is being stored for 3 days and then transported, as you saw in the video. It is a huge concern for the welfare of the fishes, but also for food safety and the environment. What I suggest is, firstly, we need more insights into species-specific welfare, because pangasius is a species that is not studied as much because the market share is much lower. And monitoring water quality parameters, using AI, and using it to also establish the stress that the fishes may be in, what is like a good stocking density, so that we can make those recommendations when we talk to policymakers. And then finally, identifying a correlation between poultry offal feed and satellite data. So again, this is something that is very exploratory. I'm not sure. This is just something we've been speaking about. Because a lot of times when you feed fishes, there's certain kind of algae that grow. And if we hope that there is some correlation that can be drawn between the algae and the data that can be collected from the satellite. Yeah, with rigorously collected data and robust evidence, we can make better recommendations. I'm going to make this very quick. I wish I were making this up, but I'm not. This is a government order banning poultry offal, and it says they are banning this in interest of public health, biodiversity, and brand Andhra. Andhra is the state. There is political will. We can sort of like really push changes, not just for the welfare of fish, but also for poultry, and yeah.